All right, so buckle up because today we're going deep on something everyone thinks about, but not everyone talks about,
Hmm.
personal finance. But don't worry, we're not going to bore you with some dry lecture.
Nope.
We're going to unpack 8 powerful tips for financial success straight from the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation.
Awesome.
Think of this as your cheat sheet to making your money work harder so you don't have to.
And what's so cool about these tips is they apply to everyone, regardless of where you are in your, financial journey.
Yeah.
They're fundamental principles that can genuinely transform your relationship with money, like over a lifetime.
Okay, let's unpack this, starting with the first tip.
Yep.
Choose carefully. Now, this might sound super basic, but it's all about understanding opportunity cost. And I'll admit, I learned this lesson the hard way. Remember those limited edition sneakers I just had to have?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's just say my savings account still hasn't forgiven me.
That's a perfect example of opportunity cost in action. It's not just about the money you spend. It's about what that money could have been doing for you if you'd chosen differently. Imagine this. You decide to buy a new phone every year, roughly $1,000, right?
Yeah.
Over 10 years, that's $10,000. Now, what could you do with that money if you invested it instead?
Yeah.
Maybe a down payment on a house or a nice chunk of change in your retirement fund. That's the power of opportunity cost.
Whoa, okay. That's a serious wake-up call. It's like you're
Ah.
saying every spending decision is actually an investment decision in disguise.
Hmm.
So for you listening, think about a recent purchase was what you gained worth what you potentially gave up in the long run.
Exactly. It's about being mindful and intentional with your choices. Now, speaking of investments, tip number 2 is all about investing in yourself. We often hear that education pays off, but get this. A bachelor's degree can lead to earning $1.2 million more over a lifetime compared to just a high school diploma.
Wow.
That's life-changing money.
Yeah, that's not just pocket change. It's like winning a lottery you create for yourself, but it's not just about formal education, right?
You got it. It's about continuously developing your skills and knowledge. It could be taking an online course, learning a new trade, or attending a workshop to level up your expertise. Anything that boosts your earning potential is an investment in yourself.
So it's like planting seeds for a future you want to live in, not just financially, but in every aspect of your life. Now, let's get real for a second. We've all experienced that first paycheck shock, right?
Oh, yeah.
That moment you realize your take-home pay is way less than you expected.
Ah, yes. The difference between gross and net income. Taxes, Social Security, Medicare, they all take a bite. That's where tip number 3, plan your spending, comes in.
Okay.
It's about understanding where your money actually goes
Yeah.
and making sure you're not, living beyond your means.
So it's like planning a road trip. You need to know how much gas you have, where you're going, and how much those snacks at the gas station are actually going to cost.
Exactly. Creating a budget doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as tracking your income and essential expenses, then making conscious choices about the rest. Knowing where your money goes is step 1 to taking control.
And speaking of control, tip number 4 throws us right into the temptation trap of modern life.
Hmm.
Online shopping, targeted ads, flash sales. It's a constant barrage of buy me, buy me.
It's true.
It's no wonder saving can feel like an uphill battle.
It's true. The modern world is designed to make us spend, but that's where the power of save more, and keep saving comes in. Think of saving not as deprivation, but as spending on your future. It's about building a nest egg for unexpected expenses, dream vacations, or a comfortable retirement.
Okay, but where do you even start? Saving can feel so overwhelming, especially when there are so many shiny things vying for our attention.
It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Even setting aside $50 or $100 each month can make a difference. A simple trick.
Yeah.
Automate it. Set up automatic transfers to a separate savings account. It's like paying your future self first. You won't even miss the money.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting and maybe a little controversial. Tip number 5. Put yourself on a budget. I know, the B word can make people cringe, but hear me out.
Right. Budgets often get a bad rap. But let's reframe it.
Okay?
A budget isn't about restriction. It's about empowerment. Think of it as a tool for making conscious choices with your money and aligning your spending with your goals.
Because instead of being a financial straitjacket, it's more like a financial GPS guiding you toward your dreams.
Exactly. It's about asking yourself, what do I truly value? What are my goals? And then making sure my spending reflects those priorities.
So it's less about saying no to everything fun and more about saying yes to the things that truly matter. And to achieve those big yeses, sometimes we need to get savvy about investing, right? Which brings us to tip number 6.
That's right. It's time to tackle tip number 6. Learn to invest. Now, you might be thinking investing, isn't that just for Wall Street types?
Right.
But the truth is, if you have a retirement account, you're already an investor.
That's a great point. It's easy to think of investing as something only rich people do,
Right.
but it's really about making your money work for you no matter how much you have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the sooner you start, the better. Think of it this way. Saving is like putting your money in a safe place, but investing is like planting a seed and watching it grow.
Mm.
Let's say you start investing just $100 a month in a low-cost index fund.
Okay.
With an average annual return of 7%, in 30 years, you could have over $100,000.
Wow.
That's the magic of compound growth.
That's a serious chunk of change. So where does someone even begin? Investing can feel like a whole other language.
Don't worry, there are tons of resources out there to help you get started. The SEC's Investor Education website is a fantastic place to learn the basics.
Okay.
They break down different investment options, explain risk management, and offer tons of valuable information. Plus, we'll include a link in the show notes for you.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, time to dive into a topic that can be a little tricky. Credit tip number 7 wisely states, credit can be your friend or enemy.
That's so true. Credit can be a powerful tool for achieving your financial goals, like buying a house or a car, but it's crucial to use it responsibly. Understanding the terms before borrowing and seeking help if you encounter difficulties is essential.
I've heard some real horror stories about people getting trapped in a cycle of debt because they didn't fully understand the terms of their credit cards or loans. It can feel like a financial quicksand.
That's why it's so important to approach credit with caution and knowledge. Don't be afraid to ask questions, read the fine print, and make sure you understand the interest rates and fees involved. Credit can be a great ally when used wisely, but it can quickly turn into a burden if you're not careful.
It's like learning to drive a car. You need to know the rules of the road and practice safe driving habits to avoid accidents. And speaking of avoiding financial accidents, tip number 8 brings us to the classic saying, nothing is ever free.
This tip is all about being a savvy consumer and developing a healthy skepticism, especially when encountering seemingly unbelievable offers. Think about those free cruise scams that end up costing a fortune.
Oh yeah, those are classic. You think you're getting a free vacation, but then you're nickel and dimed for everything once you're on board. Or those buy two, get one free deals. You're essentially paying a premium for those first 2 items to get the third one free.
Exactly. It's all about being aware of marketing tactics and recognizing that there's often a catch to those seemingly enticing offers. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
So what are some ways to protect ourselves from falling for these tricks?
Reliable resources like the Better Business Bureau and the Department of Business Oversight, DBO, can help you verify a company's legitimacy before making any commitments. Don't hesitate to do your research and ask questions. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to protecting yourself from scams.
Great advice. Well, there you have it. We've unpacked 8 practical tips for financial success. It's not about complex formulas or being a Wall Street whiz. It's about making informed choices and building healthy financial habits.
And remember, these tips are just a starting point. The real journey begins when you apply them to your own unique situation and goals. Think of them as a roadmap, not a set of rigid rules.
I love that analogy. So as we wrap up our deep dive into these 8 tips, what are some key takeaways you want our listener to walk away with? What really stands out to you?
I think what's fascinating here is how interconnected these tips are. They all work together to create a holistic approach to financial well-being.
It's like a puzzle, right? Each piece is important on its own,
Right.
but when you put them all together, you get a complete picture of financial health.
Exactly. You can't just focus on saving without budgeting or investing without understanding credit. It's about creating a balanced approach that works for you.
I think the emphasis on investing in yourself is also super powerful. It's not just about earning more money, it's about expanding your opportunities and creating a life you love.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing your worth and investing in your potential, both personally and professionally.
And reframing saving as spending on your future is such a game changer. It takes away that sense of deprivation and makes it feel more exciting and purposeful.
It's about shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance. You're not denying yourself. You're investing in your dreams and aspirations.
I think the tips on budgeting and credit also go hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's not just about tracking your spending, it's about understanding how credit works and using it wisely.
Right. Credit can be a valuable tool, but it's crucial to know the terms, interest rates, and potential consequences before taking on any debt. It's about being in control of your finances, not the other way around.
And finally, the tip about nothing is ever free is a great reminder to be a discerning consumer. It's easy to get lured in by enticing offers,
Right.
but it's important to do your research and not be afraid to ask questions.
Absolutely. Be skeptical, read the fine print, and trust your instincts. If something feels too good to be true, it probably is.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. What's the one big idea you want to leave our listener with?
I think the key takeaway here is that financial empowerment is within everyone's reach. These tips are not about being a financial expert overnight.
Right.
They are about taking small steps, learning along the way, and building healthy habits that will serve you well in the long run.
It's not about perfection, it's about progress.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. There are resources available to support you on your financial journey. Whether it's a financial advisor, a trusted friend or family member, or even online communities, don't hesitate to reach out for guidance and encouragement.
That's such a good point. Building a strong support system can make all the difference. Talking about money can sometimes feel taboo, but opening up to others can provide valuable insights, accountability, and a sense of shared purpose. Plus, you might be surprised how many people are going through similar challenges and can offer helpful tips or advice.
Absolutely. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. We all face financial hurdles at some point in our lives. It's about learning from our experiences, making adjustments as we go, and continuing to move forward with a positive and empowered mindset.
So, to wrap up our deep dive into financial success, we want to leave you with a final thought to ponder. We've talked a lot about saving for the future and making smart choices. But what about investing in experiences and joy today? How can you strike a balance between financial responsibility and living a life that's rich in meaning and adventure? That's something we encourage you to explore further.
It's all about finding that sweet spot where financial well-being and personal fulfillment intersect. It's a journey worth taking, and we wish you all the best as you navigate your own path to financial success and a life you love.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.